What's happening, YouTube? It's Sandy Spicer, the Blues Goddess, back again. And we are going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, love. Love. Because when I'm out and about doing my thing, I draw a lot of people to me. And that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So I have to be very careful how much of my energy I allow to go out of me. Because when you are full of great vibrations, when you're on a high frequency, um, that's what happens. You attract people to you. And when you're on a high love frequency, then you're going to attract sometimes the wrong kinds of people to you because they want what you have. So when I'm stopped or approached, I have to give them some knowledge. You want some love? You looking for love? You're probably looking for love in all the wrong places. The first place you have to look, and you can't bypass it, not if you want real, true, lasting love. The first place you got to look is in the mirror. You got to learn to love yourself and everything about you. And if there's anything that you don't love about yourself, you are the only one who has the power to change that. So you need to understand that, first of all. It's nobody's fault that you are in a reality that you're in now. It's nobody's fault. I used to think that way because of quite a few setbacks that other people caused. That's how I used to think. But no, nobody's fault but mine. And when you can learn to tell yourself the truth, you can have a breakthrough. You got to love yourself first and all that goes along with you. Because when you learn to do that, what you're doing is putting yourself in direct contact with the law of attraction. You are. And you're going to get what you are. You want love? You want a companion? A wife? A husband? Or whatever you want. You want that job that you really love? Baby, you're going to have to love yourself. You cannot get what you don't have. You cannot draw into you what's missing. That's why a lot of people go to college, get degrees, still can't find a job. Perhaps you really didn't want to go into that field. You only really went into that field of study based on somebody else's perception of it. I hear that all the time. My dad wanted me to go to school to be a nurse because he said that was a good job. It's always going to be somebody sick. True. But were you nurse material? You know, in order to be a nurse, you really have to possess a lot of love. Because that's a very noble and a very caring job. If you don't love yourself, how are you going to give love and care to someone else? And then you have people out here know they foul. They know it. They love being foul. That's okay. That's the frequency that they're most comfortable in. But they don't want somebody like them. They want a good person. They want a good guy, a good girl. And a lot of times the good people get swept into that frequency. Because you might be good, but you might be good on a small scale. So what happens is a person that's on a higher frequency might want a good girl or a good guy in their life. And what happens is most of the time, all the time, really. If you a good loving person, a little good loving person, and you run into a big frequency that's not, if you allow that frequency to come into you, then you're gonna get shows on TV called For My Man, For My Woman, because that stronger energy force can pull you in to whatever it is that they're doing, and you'll find yourself in a helpless situation. It happened to me because I wasn't knowledgeable about how frequencies and energies work. And see, when we're loving, kind, hearted people, we sometimes fool ourselves into believing that we can save other people. And that's a lie that we tell ourselves. And we make ourselves believe that. And that's why you get into relationships and marriages where there's always friction, always fighting, arguing, all that kind of drama. Because you're trying to mash yourself into a frequency that you don't want to be in. And you don't know how to say, I don't want to be here. You get caught up into thinking that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings, or somehow, you're going to cause some type of animosity, or you fool yourself into thinking that that person can't live without you if you leave that frequency. When the truth is, they can live without you. Trust and believe. They're going to go find another low frequency, another low vibing person to engulf them into their drama. That's how they like it. So you have to be very careful. If you really want true love, you have to truly love yourself. There's no way around it. Then you can engulf, you will attract a person that loves themselves. And when you attract a person that loves themselves, then you are also attracting a person who does not participate with chaos and drama. Why? Because they love themselves. They love the peace. They love the quiet. They love joyfulness. They love the peace that comes along with loving yourself. So you can vibe and mesh, and it's harmony. It's balance. That's what happens. When I figured that out, being in disruptive type of relationships, it forced me to go into almost a 5-year hiatus. Yeah. I got by myself. And I learned how to love the quiet and the alone time that I was able to put into myself. I learned to be patient with myself because I was going through a process. That's part of love, being patient with yourself. Don't beat yourself up because you make a mistake. We're here to make mistakes, because if we don't make mistakes, we're not going to learn. And we don't learn anything, we're not going to obtain knowledge. And where there's no knowledge, there's no wisdom. And where there's no wisdom, there's no growth. That's how it goes. So you have to accept the process of learning how to love yourself. A lot of people say, oh, I love myself. Well, why are you 500 pounds? That's not how you love yourself. You're confused somewhere. Why are you taking in things to your temple that are bad for you? Because people that love themselves don't do that. You have gotten caught up in a false love, a false perception of what love really is. That's why it's easy to drink till you get drunk, or do drugs, or allow people to beat you up, allow your partners to verbally abuse you, physically abuse you. You have not loved on yourself, Because when you love yourself, that verbal abuse, it's got to go. I don't do that. I don't beat myself up. So I'm not going to allow you to. I'm not going to overeat to the point that I'm bedridden. Now I got to depend on people to bring me my food. You don't love yourself when you do that. You just don't. When you allow your children to grow up a little bit and they telling you what to do and how to do it, they running your household. You don't love yourself, and you're not teaching them how to love themselves. That's what's happening. So if you want true love, you want a loving, peaceful relationship, then you got to find love and peace within yourself. And when you attract that, you have to be very careful. Because sometimes when we start loving on ourselves, that's when your mind can start playing tricks on you, and you start thinking that you can save other people. You can teach them. No, you can't teach this. This is a journey that people have to take by themselves. You have to get still and quiet enough to listen to the inside of you, to listen to your conscious mind. It will guide you. Listen to your heart. You got to be comfortable with being guided by yourself, your higher self. It can teach you how to coexist and loving yourself, and how to coexist with partners. That's what it teaches you. It teaches you to be patient with yourself so you can be patient with others. It teaches you how to say nice things about yourself to yourself. That's why you have to get up in the morning and throughout your day, just go look at yourself in the mirror. You are loved. You are peaceful. You are beautiful. You are wealthy. You are healthy. You have an abundance of everything you desire. Because why? I love you. You have to say those kind of things to yourself. And when you say that to yourself enough, and somebody come along and they got other ideas, you can say, oh, wait a minute, hey now, wait. Not here. This is a house of love. This is a house of peace. This is a house of patience. That's what it makes you do. You hate it. Wait a minute, you got to go. I don't mind you passing through, but don't get comfortable, baby, because we don't do that up in here. That's what happens when you really start to love yourself. When you love what you're doing, you love your job, you can go to work happy. People go work mad. They don't want to be there. They don't know how to break free. They're still living in a reality that they have to do that particular job or go that particular place. You see how that works? That's why I love this me time. Everybody needs me time. After I came out of my almost 5 year of being alone, what did I do during that time, that 4+ years? I loved myself. I learned to love myself. So when I reemerged, what happened? I ran straight into a person, an energy that loved himself the same way that I love myself. Now I can give you love and I can receive it. You know, some people don't know how to receive love. That's why you have bad relationships. He could be the kindest, most nicest man in the world, but you run into a woman who doesn't love herself. She's going to verbally abuse him, but he's so nice, he's going to try to hang in there with her, or the vice versa. He's so nice. I'm gonna try to hang in there with him, even though he called me out my name, even though he don't help me. He come eat my food, sleep in my bed, drive my car, but he ain't bringing nothing else to the table. He don't love you because he don't love himself. See, when you love yourself and truly love yourself, you don't have a desire to take from somebody else. Anything, whether it's a material thing or it's a mental. You don't have the desire to break somebody down and make them think that they're nothing when you love yourself. When you love what you do, other people will feel that and they will love what you do. You like to build furniture, make furniture, or paint, or sing, or dance, or be an actress, or be a school teacher, be a doctor, a nurse. It doesn't matter. When others see that you love what you do, then they're going to love what you do. And it's a very nice relationship. You got like-minded energies moving and shaking together. That's what happens. You cannot give what you don't have. And you can't receive it from someone else, what you don't have, because you're unfamiliar with that. That's why it's so hard for people to accept other people loving them. They don't have the self-love inside. That's an unfamiliar feeling to them. So when people are touched by unfamiliar feelings and emotions, sometimes they'll fight back and sometimes they'll take it in. But until they learn to love themselves, they'll never be completely satisfied with somebody else's love. You got to get this, harvest this for yourself. It makes all the difference in the world. Love is an action, a frequency. That's why I stopped listening to people who say that they love me. That's nice, sweet. But when you love somebody and when you love what you do, it lights a fire under you and you get to moving. It's action. So no, I just don't believe everything somebody tell me now. If you really truly love me, it'll show in your action. And if you don't love me, it'll show in your action. Either way it goes, I'm not offended. Why? I love myself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you love yourself, it does not matter. I have harvested enough love for me, from me. You see? So out of all the things that I need in this world, or I want in this world, I don't need love from you. I have it for myself. I went and I planted it. I let it grow and grow. I harvested, baked it up. It's all cake now, baby. It's all cake. No one is responsible for loving you, but you are responsible for loving yourself. When you love yourself, then the love energy is just a gift that you can pass on to someone else. Don't get too much of it away. You wake up one morning and be mad at the world and wonder why. You gave a little too much of your love frequency away. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. You got to hold on to enough of it for yourself so you can keep being discerning. You know? So that's my take on love. If you want love, you want a good marriage, a good relationship, it starts right here with you. You got to love yourself first, folks. And saying that, shake it off and start loving on yourself. Bye.